today the Lakers take on the Los Angeles Clippers for their first matchup of this season. And the Clippers have dominated this matchup in the recent years, winning 11 straight against the Lakers. That's never good, and we need to round out a win today. But we have some injuries going into today's game, which is unfortunate because, to me, I think that they are pretty significant injuries. Obviously, Jarred Vanderbilt, he is still out. It was announced about a week ago now that Jarred Vanderbilt would be reevaluated in 2 weeks. So we're still about a week and some change away from even the earliest of Jarred Vanderbilt's return. Hopefully when he is ready to return, he can have an immediate impact. Hopefully there's not too much of that feeling out period. At least on the defensive end, I don't think there will be. He should be fresh, ready to go, and obviously will make an impact. I mean, even last year, right, the Lakers went from like middle of the pack defensively to acquiring Jarred Vanderbilt and instantly became the number one defense in the league. And it's just because of how much ground Jarred Vanderbilt covers. I mean, the guy is everywhere. And we've seen so many sequences where it's like he's defending three guys at once. Just his feel for the game defensively. I mean, you're talking about arguably, if not the best on-ball defender in the entire league. Him alongside Anthony Davis, just they make you elite defensively. And that's not counting everyone else. And not just that, but Jarred Vanderbilt also makes up for a lot of the flaws in the Lakers defense. He masks a lot. So when somebody makes a mistake or misses an assignment or something like that, you have Jarred Vanderbilt who can kind of make up for that along with Anthony Davis. But now you have one that's down low as a paint presence, and then you have another one that's out just patrolling the perimeter. It just makes for just such a great defense. And then he's been working on his shot all offseason. Hopefully that translates. I'm not expecting him to be a 40% three-point shooter or anything like that, but can he at least be around league average? Can he be around 35%? He was around like 30, will be nice, call it like 31, 32% last season. And the year earlier than that, so the year prior to last, going into last year, he doubled his three-point percentage. Now, I don't expect that to happen this year because then he'd be shooting around 60%. If he does, then wonderful. But realistically, that's just unsustainable over the course of an entire season. So I'm not expecting that. But can he have a 5%, 3 or 4% increase in his three-point percentage, because that's just going to make things open up so much more for the Lakers, because now he actually does become a threat offensively, and then his defense is A1, right? So you don't have to worry in that regard. But the loss of Jarred Vanderbilt, especially going into the Clippers game, that's one less guy to defend a Kawhi Leonard, a Paul George. If Norman Powell starts getting off and going hot, right? Like that kind of is a guy that we could just throw on him. So that really hurts. But also Rui Hachimura is still out with that left eye contusion. Again, another guy that has good size that can get to his spots. Many people compare him to Kawhi Leonard. And it's pretty spot on as far as not the defense, obviously, but the mid-range and him just being an absolute bucket in that regard. And he really looked, pre to this injury, really looked like his offense was starting to come around. He had a really good offensive output for the Lakers in that game in which he got hurt. And also just him being able to defend bigger players and him being able to defend at the 4 spot. You could even throw him on Zoo in spots if need be, right? Or Mason Plumlee, things like that. His versatility for the Lakers and him just being a sizable, able body that can hit and knock down shots. Anytime you lose that, it hurts, right? Especially him being such a significant type of role player and a guy that once he starts getting into the flow of things, which I do believe he will, talk about a guy that I think could be in the argument for 6th man of the year. I'm not saying he will win it or that he will be the best 6th man type player, but I do think he can make an argument, make a conversation. He's a guy that I think off the bench could give you 15 to 17 a game if he, again, starts getting in the flow of things. He's a little rocky to start the game or start the season, but he's kind of came around as we've progressed, and I imagine will continue as we progress throughout the season. Will only improve, only get better and better. And he'll have those games where he just has a 25-point outing or whatever because he just has the hot hand. So him losing sucks, especially when you don't have Jarred Vanderbilt, because now that's two of your sizable wings that you could put on a Kawhi Leonard and a Paul George, or, just have out there as part of the rotation, like, and defensive purposes, as well as, at least in Rui Hachimura's area, is he can knock down shots. So, that's just, you're down two sizable forwards. That's never good for a team that we need to be able to match. Luckily, the Clippers traded away a lot of their sizable forwards. So we still have several, so we still got some good size. But, you're talking about Jarred Vanderbilt and Rui Hachimura, two guys that just got extensions, just got new contracts that were expected to have a huge impact for the Lakers this year. Anytime you're missing that, it hurts. But our third injury is now we have Gabe Vincent out. So Gabe Vincent is missing this game. That hurts also, because you're talking about another just defensive style point of attack guy. Now we don't really have a point of attack defender for this game. D'Angelo Russell has been really good defensively this year. We've had guys, Cam Reddish is probably going to be that one point of attack defensive guy, but it hurts when not only are you missing your best defensive player, not named Anthony Davis, in Jarred Vanderbilt, but then you add in the fact that now you're missing your best defensive guard in Gabe Vincent. It's tough. It hurts. Now, luckily, James Harden isn't playing this game, right? So we don't really have to worry about that. But now it just means that that's one less defender to throw on, a Norman Powell or a Russell Westbrook or, a Bones Highland or whatever, right? Now we're going to have to go probably with a Max Christie, which a lot of people really want to see. A lot of people want to see Max Christie play. But I think you got to go with Max Christie. I think you got to go with Cam Reddish more, because you need those type of defensive guys, right? And you hope that they can hold their own in that regard. He has struggled offensively, but he did hit his first three. And the hope was that would be the beginning of like him kind of getting the ball rolling, right? That would be the beginning of him kind of getting himself into stride. Because, this is a guy that can knock down, 38 to 40% from three-point range. He just has to get there. He just has to find it. So I'm hoping that, he's not out too long, along with Jarred Vanderbilt, along with Rui Hachimura, because those are three just very impactful guys. These are three guys that are supposed to have very big, significant roles for the Lakers this year. And two of the guys you're talking about are two best perimeter defenders in Gabe Vincent and Jarred Vanderbilt. And guess what? The Clippers, they're a good perimeter offensive team. And right now, they are the best offensive team in the league, right? And so you're going up against a very good offensive team, and then you are trying to slow them down, even with all of our defensive guys, right? And trying to contain them to the best of your ability. Well, and then on top of that, now you remove your two best defensive perimeter guys. It's like, it's going to be rough, right? But look, again, no excuses. Next man up mentality. Guys are going to have to lock in. We're going to have to win this on team defense. Everyone's going to have to step up. Again, D'Angelo Russell has been great on the defensive end. Christian Wood has been very solid, right? Those are two guys that weren't expected to do much on the defensive side. I thought, and I've talked about it repeatedly all offseason, I thought D'Lo and Christian Wood were two guys that could make an impact defensively. I defended it, and I'm just glad that it's translated and has looked good. But they're going to have to pick it up. Everyone's going to have to pick it up, right? Because, again, three guys that are very key are out. So, the Clippers, Spattle of LA, little brother, all that stuff. A lot of people like to talk and, the Clippers own the Lakers and blah, blah, blah. It's funny that the Lakers have more conference finals and an NBA title than the Clippers do since these two teams have been put together, right? Since Paul George and Kawhi Leonard got put together, which is same time that Anthony Davis and LeBron James got put together, one team has had more success than the other, right? People talk and like to clown, the Clippers own the Lakers in the regular season, all that stuff. Yeah, that's cute. That's great. But I thought the goal was to win NBA championships. I thought the goal was to go as far as you possibly could in the playoffs, right? I didn't know that, like, you win a championship winning 11 games against the Lakers in the regular season. But that's how, people are going to try to spin it. Regardless, though, I do think the Lakers need to win this game. I think that you need to change the narrative. You need to add that level of confidence, right, in the team. You go in, you beat a team that, has won the matchup and has looked really good against the Lakers the last few years. You win that, you kind of start changing the outlook of this team. It's like, okay, well, maybe this year is different, right? Yes, they didn't have James Harden, but it's going to take time for James Harden to get integrated into the Clippers. And they'll still have Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard. And they still have been, with those guys, without James Harden, have been one of the best offensive teams in the league, right? And they're still very good at the game of basketball. So there is no excuse, right? Either way, Lakers need to go and get this win. Lakers need to make sure that they get it done. It's going to be tough, again, because you don't have a body that you could throw on Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. You don't have a guy that you can throw on, a Russell Westbrook, a Norman Powell, a Bones Highland, whomever gets cooking and gets going, right? Like, it hurts, but again, no excuses. You got to figure it out. Got to go win this game. We still have the size to match up. We still have the player and the personnel. Anthony Davis should dominate this matchup. He's usually really good against the Clippers. We need that to continue. We're probably still going to need some LeBron heroics and stuff, but hey, got to get it done. Like I said, got to get it done. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Do you think, Lakers got this? Do you think those injuries hurt too much? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it, so let me know down in the comments below.